Hello, I felt like sharing some words about old, being an old soul, and what it might mean in this human experience. If we forget about everything we have learned about the word karma, it's really good like to just open the mind and forget about this for a moment, about teachings that we take in, and try to figure out through our own experience what these concepts actually mean, because words are just words are just concepts. So if we can forget about this, what we have learned about karma, uh, because in life everything is karma, and it's not a bad thing. It's not that you have done something bad and then you get this bad back in this life and that's why you have to suffer. I would not describe it like that, because it's so much more involved in that whole thing. So I'm only sharing here from my experience, and I'm trying to translate this experience, these inner experiences, into words the best that I can. So my view through my experience with old souls coming to earth, they might take on more suffering actually than what people in general as souls are able to. And that's because they hold more energy. They are more generators. They are able to hold space for more people energetically. So that also means they have more memories on a soul level, because all these memories are stored in our cellular body. When we talk about akashic records, the information of the soul is not always just, you go to that soul library and you get all this information about past lives and what you have gone through in this life, what your gifts are, and so on and so on. Actually, it's not that useful unless you know how to put them into practice, until you know how to experience them. So in the cellular body, you have all the information at all times, what is for your highest good to know at this moment of time. And that's all that you need. And those are connected to whatever you're going through in life right now, whatever you're experiencing emotionally with thought patterns, or, just energetically in your body through your awareness. So with that being said, many old souls, so they might have more energies to channel through them to this planet. And because of that, they might take on more suffering, because it's a strong soul, a strong soul that is able to transmute more, to a strong and old soul that is able to go through more suffering in life. Because through that experience, they will have more compassion, and their empathic abilities that are innate in them, but which they are also learning through those patterns that they grow up in their life, in their childhood, in the society, where they are, for example, suppressed and abused, manipulated, for example. If you grow up in that kind of an environment, you start to, of course, play out things in your life that are repetitive based on that. Like we all, I guess you all know probably that, who are feel connected to whatever I share. So once it's time to shift all of it, to graduate from life, to start to empower oneself, the experience of the shift as a frequency, as an energy, as a vibration in one's body is much more powerful, it's much more bigger once one is ready to graduate from those life lessons, from those experiences of suffering. Yes, we will always learn in life. I mean, that's why we are here. But once one comes to the point of kind of graduating, and there's many layers and many levels of that, but each layer that one goes through, it's stored in the body as a memory that one goes into. Because it's not enough to just, if you have always grown up in a way where you have treated as if you are not worthy of anything, it's not enough to just think, oh, I am worthy. I'm trying to tell yourself that you are worthy. No, it's a stored consciousness as a memory in your body. And these consciousnesses are actually blockages, and it's nothing to look for. It's just coming up in a natural way in life. Whenever something happens to you that need to change your direction in life, or whenever you start to feel some uncomfortable feelings in the body, that's an initiation. That's your soul calling for you to shift something, to go deeper. And so whenever we shift this consciousness of that related to that pattern that we grew up in and learned, were programmed into in this life, of course, it's a moment in our life when we start to experience a frequency in our body where we start to understand that we are worthy of just being who we are, to become more authentic, more empowered, more trusting one's own energy more than the mind or the patterns, and start to create a new kind of experience in life. And to start to act in a new way comes from experience a new frequency in the body. And that's why we are healing actually ancestral traumas, ancestral patterns. It's an ancestral healing when you take on a lot of, when you are promised before this life to go through so much suffering, and then to come to the point of when you finally realize that you can actually live in a different way, that you can experience life in a different way. When you start to learn that it's all about yourself, knowing that you are the one that need to shift, not anything else around you. And when you start to empower yourself, when you start to trust your energy more, when you start to live from inside of your body with your awareness more, then of course that frequency is catalyzing shifts in other people from your past or other people in your life in general. And not only that, it's actually shifting all those ancestral lineages of your family lineage, from the past in history, and also your past lives. And I'm talking from my experience here. I'm not making this up, and I'm not saying this because I've heard something. This is my experience from going into deep states called gamma states of consciousness. And from there, those experiences have shifted my energy. So some of them are implants, some of them are entities, some of they're the different kinds of consciousnesses. We are all consciousness, and it's a matter of shifting that to make more space, to become more this light body, to liberate the soul, basically. So all the mind patterns, traumas, whatever they are, they work as lessons in life. And when it's time to shift those, it means that we are ready to make them into our superpowers, to shift the traumas into the fuel, to the engine within us. So shifting, whatever we're shifting now is changing the meaning of past lives, or you can also go into past life to change the meaning of this moment, because there is no time. Everything is this moment, right now, what you're going through in the cellular level of the body. So that's why when you work with this memory in the body, is you feel the effect changing your frequency, your energy in the physical body, because it's on a cellular level that the memory is stored in.